Good morning, guys. I guess it's officially time to start this crazy adventure. Time to solo travel across the country of Japan. Successful bag drop. Now to find the gate. We did it, guys. We figured it out. Now it's time to get across the country before we can officially start Japan, man. Little katsu sando breakfast here. Perfect way to start your morning at 6 a.m. Looks bomb. Itadakimasu. Our first adventure takes us all the way to the southernmost point of Japan, Kagoshima. I have no idea what to expect. We have about a 2.5 hour flight from here in Tokyo, and we'll be at our starting point for Japan in a Van Episode 1.
Delta 2 airplane understanding.
Welcome to the southernmost region of Japan, as far down as you can go on the mainland. This is just the tip of the iceberg of what we have planned. Well, we've made it, sort of. We're a little early. It's 11:14, it's been about an hour and a half since I landed, and the van's a little late. They're saying they're gonna be here around noon, which is cutting it super close for how far we have to drive today, so I thought, we're stuck at the airport, let's grab some lunch, because we still have to get supplies once we get the van, and we got a lot to do. But let's enjoy some lunch, relax, and we always figure it out. So I think we're gonna go with pork tonkatsu. Tonkatsu kudasai.
とんかつ御膳。
はい。
はい。ではお持ちいたしますね。
Looks so bomb. Well, it's 11:40. Driver said he should be here around noon, and he's gonna meet us right over there across the street at the conveni. Will he actually be here at 12? Let's go find out. Oh my gosh, there she is. She's back! Are you kidding me? Look at this contraption. This thing is nuts. That is one way to take delivery of the van. かっこいいね。あ、これですか。ありがとうございます。あ、サインを。はい。お願いします。 ありがとうございます。はい。ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。She's back, boys. She's back. The camper van is back. Now, before we make it official, let's head inside the conveni, load up on some snacks and some water, and we got a hefty adventure to go on. Here goes nothing. Oh, so I forgot that this is a big girl. I'll give you guys a complete van tour as soon as I get to where we're going tonight. I gotta freaking focus on this hardcore. I can't
turn right.
But I guess now is a good time to kind of explain what we have going on. Japan in a Van is a series where I quite literally travel Japan in a van. But the twist is, we're gonna live out of a van. So if you guys missed season 1 of Japan in a Van, I highly suggest you go check it out. Last season we drove all the way from Hokkaido, which is the northernmost point of Japan, down to Mount Fuji, which was epic. Now for season 2, we're doing it a little bit different. We are traveling from Kagoshima, which is the southernmost point of the mainland of Japan. That's not all. We are going as far south as I possibly can, starting at the very, very bottom of Japan and making our way up again. Now, I don't want to spoil what the ending of the series is going to be. We have something so special and a massive, massive bucket list item for me. So you guys have to wait to check that out. But for Japan in a Van episode 1, we are going to be traveling to the southernmost point of the mainland of Japan.
Slight left onto the right.
Before we can get to that point, we need supplies. Yesterday when Asta and I were going to the camping store to get supplies, I realized some of the stuff that I need, I can't fly with. We're heading down to the main city here in Kagoshima, which is obviously Kagoshima, and we're gonna grab some supplies, hopefully find a grocery store, get some groceries, because where we're going tonight, I am pretty positive there is nothing to eat. We are going remote. It's gonna be quite epic, and I'm gonna take you guys through everything. Japan in a Van is all about experience what Japan has to offer. I'm talking people, culture, food, literally everything, just experiencing it and completely getting out of my comfort zone. We're deep. We are very, very deep in Japan. I have no clue what to expect. So I'm gonna take you guys along for everything I find, everything I see, and I figure out that we can do. And we're gonna be traveling Japan for the next 10 days together. Living out of this van, as well as staying in some of Japan's most traditional cities and staying at natural onsens. It's gonna be amazing, and I'm so excited. But first, let's go get some supplies so we can actually make this trip last. Now that we've made it to Kagoshima Prefecture, we've officially started Japan in a Van. Our first trip takes us to the capital of Kagoshima Prefecture, Kagoshima. This is a seaside city on Japan's Kyushu Island. I have no idea how I just parked this thing right here, but I'm freaking sick. Yes, this is what we need. Okay, we need a small guy, and we're gonna need a big guy. Quick, easy, and successful. For tonight's dinner, we're going local meat. Okay. Thank you. Success. Way easier than I expected. I think we're gonna have a little bit of extra time to show you guys a little bit of Kagoshima. It's gonna be amazing. Gear success and dinner success. We're gonna do local Kagoshima beef for dinner. This is gonna be awesome. That took way less time than I expected. We have some extra time to explore Kagoshima. Show you guys a little bit of this beautiful city and southernmost city of Japan. It's awesome, and there's one huge attraction that I've been dying to see. So let's go check it out. Oh. It's so hot. That is the downside of coming to Japan in the summertime. The humidity and the heat is insane. It's the only way I get to do what I actually want to do to end this trip and to end Japan in a Van, because we've done the whole freaking country. Once this trip is done, we have traveled all the way from the south to the north, which is insane. But anyways, let's go experience Kagoshima. First place I want to go is here. Like that in Japan that make it so special. I don't even know what that is, but it looks like some sort of temple or shrine. It's beautiful. Literally every corner you take, every street you look down has something to experience and see. Oh my god. Say hello to Sakurajima. What may look like just a mountain, Kagoshima is best known for Sakurajima, an active volcano. Also, Sakurajima is the most active volcano in Japan. It is incredible. We do a little bit of cloud coverage, but Sakurajima is beautiful. Now, what's crazy is Sakurajima is actually known to still erupt, and if you're around for when it erupts, you can actually get ash falling on you, which is wild. Definitely one of the most famous, if not the most famous place here in Kagoshima. Now, I spent a little bit too much time taking drone footage and stuff of the volcano, so we're cutting it super close, but apparently there's a beautiful Japanese shrine and garden right up the street that gives you an incredible look at the volcano. So we're gonna try and be quick, see if we can pop in real fast, get a view, and then we gotta get going because I need to get to the campsite before it gets dark because we have no power at the campsite and I still gotta cook and set up everything. But how can you miss this? And of course, as we walk in, we have a beautiful Evo VIII just sitting out front, bone stock. This thing is beautiful. This was definitely a must-see here in Kagoshima. Singanen is the garden of the Shimadzu clan. Originally built in the 1600s, the house has been rebuilt, expanded, and is still being passed down by the Shimadzu family today. Throughout the house, you get to see how Japanese royalty really got to live, from the different rooms, gardens. So crazy that this is what they used to carry the royalty in. Literally a basket. And even the view of Sakurajima. The view from the garden is unbelievable. Look at this. What? You know, it's not often you get to tour a samurai house overlooking a massive volcano. Look at this. So beautiful. The samurai house was awesome, but they definitely weren't lying when they said they had the best view of Sakurajima. That is incredible. Touring the house really puts into perspective what living in Japan was really like back in the time of the samurai. I can't help but imagine what this place looked like back in the 1600s. Now, I would love to go explore the rest of the garden, but if we don't leave right now, we are going to be so stuck in the dark. So let's start making our way to the campsite. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm winging it. I should probably ask somebody if this is correct. Sumimasen, eigo desu ka? Eigo. Eigo? Hanashimasu ka? Yeah, no, Sakurajima. Sakurajima. Let's go. Okay. Perfect. Let me explain. I have no idea if this is right or what, but I saw on my maps that I could either drive the van all the way around, and this will make sense when I pop it up on screen, and get to my camping site, or we could take a ferry that passes straight through Sakurajima. I think we land at the base of it, and I can drive straight through there. Look at this. We're literally going to pass right through. This is insane. I'm super stoked that I decided to take the ferry instead of driving all the way. Granted, it's not gonna save me a crazy amount of time, but crossing the water and I'm gonna be dropped off right at the base of the volcano is pretty freaking sick. And then we have the deep drive to the southernmost point of Japan's mainland. Super quick ferry ride. That was pretty sick. Gonna hop back into the van and let's see how long our drive is now. So freaking epic. Always the best when unexpected things like this happen. And you just do it. Just do it and you figure it out. Look at this. Holy. So wild. All right. We made it. We are now officially just at the base of Sakurajima, which is insane. To make this the real start of Japan in a van, like I told you guys, I want to go from the southmost point that we possibly can and make our way back up, just like we did for Hokkaido, down to Mount Fuji. So our next route is quite literally taking us to the very, very, very bottom of Japan. That is as south as you can possibly get. We'll get more into it once we get there because I am running short on daylight. We definitely don't want to be setting up in the dark. So we've got about a 2-hour drive to the campsite. We can go over everything for the trip. Let's get going. This is the point in the trip where it all starts to feel real. We're leaving all major civilization for random small towns that pop up on the coastline, each one getting further and further apart. We are deep, like deep. I wish my eyeballs were cameras because I wish I could just capture everything that I see. I mean, it's truly unbelievable. Think small town, fishing town, rural Japan. That's exactly what this is. As cliche as it sounds, we see all the animes, we see Studio Ghibli, and it is literally exactly like that. People pushing carts, rusty old K-trucks. I mean, it's just literally right in front of us. I mean, little huts that, it's literally just life out here. And it's so incredible.
In 400 meters, turn right.
It is the coolest thing ever. And the scenery is out of this world. Doesn't even look real. Hey, random spot. Just a random Supra? That's crazy. Out in the middle of here. There's nothing. Definition of Japan fine. That is so sick.
In 600 meters, your destination will be on the left.
We did it! Welcome to what is the southernmost tip of the main island of Japan, Cape Sata. Throughout my entire time in Japan, I've seen some truly incredible things. But being here, as far as you can possibly go in the country, there's just something special. This is officially where we begin. Now, to be completely honest, I'm not too sure what I expected, but it looks like no one's been here in an incredibly long time. So technically this is a campsite, but it's all overgrown, No sign of anybody in a very long time. This is like some information that's just been faded and crusted out. It's fine, right? Just literally the deepest point you can go on the mainland of Japan. No civilization, but it's fine, right? But I will say it is absolutely beautiful. Now I guess you guys can see why I really didn't want to get here when it was dark, because literally there are no lights. There is nothing here. It's good that I got here when I did, but let me show you guys exactly why I wanted to come specifically to this spot. Another extremely long travel day with even longer day tomorrow, which is crazy. Let me explain Japan in a Van Season 2. Now the reason why I wanted to come all the way out here in the middle of nowhere is for this reason. If we scroll out all the way on the map of Japan, we are literally as far south as you can possibly get. We literally cannot go any further. So, just like Hokkaido, in order to complete the southern end, I had to go all the way to the end. Because Kagoshima is still a little bit north, I wanted to go all the way to the very, very tip, which is Cape Sata, which is where we're staying. So, the difference between this trip and our last Japan in a Van trip is we are covering a ton more ground. So this time we flew because the bullet train would have taken 8 hours to get all the way down here, and then a longer trip to get even down to here. Even with that, every day we have about a 4 to a 6 hour drive to cover all the ground that I need to in order to make this trip work within 10 days. So we are quite literally starting from the very, 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 very bottom of Japan and making our way all the way back up, all the way back up. We're gonna keep going, we're gonna keep going all the way. That's ridiculous. We gotta go from there all the way up there in 10 days. And 10 days is a lot. That just goes to show how much ground we have to cover, and tomorrow is going to be a hefty one, almost 6 hours to Yufu, which we'll talk about more tomorrow. But that's why I wanted to start all the way down here. I know we are literally absolutely in the middle of nowhere. It is a little bit scary, a little sketchy, but the drive here is beautiful, and I wanted to do the whole country. We're doing the whole freaking country. Let me give you guys a little home tour, since this is our new home for the next 10 days. This is where I'm gonna be crashing tonight. We've got all my camping stuff, cooking supplies, which we're about to break out. We have to make the fresh Kagoshima beef, and then we also have all of my clothes and stuff. Oh, if we move all the way back here, we have all of my clothes and stuff within arm's distance down here. So this is our camping setup. This is where I'm gonna be staying for the foreseeable future, unless we stay at the traditional Japanese ryokans, which I'm gonna show you guys as well, because that's gonna be so epic, especially out here in the countryside like this. And this is what they're known for, the real natural hot springs. It's gonna be absolutely epic. But for tonight, we're gonna crash here in the middle of nowhere. Let's go and get everything ready and start making some dinner. Now, honestly, I was thinking about cooking inside the van just because the bugs out here are pretty gnarly, but we have this incredible view and we can't let it go to waste. We are getting all cozy up in the van, and without getting absolutely destroyed by bugs, first dinner. We have local Kagoshima beef with some rice, our first campsite dinner. Itadakimasu. So good. This is hitting the spot. This is good. All right, man, the van setup is pretty sick. Little living room in there, and this is where I'm gonna be crashing. We're gonna see how this works, but tomorrow is going to be an early morning and a long drive, so I want to be rested, and especially because I think we're gonna try and do a massive hike tomorrow, depending on what time we actually get to our next location. So I want to be rested for that. I'm gonna go ahead and crash. Japan in a Van day 1 and night 1 coming to a close. We're gonna crash, try and get some sleep, depending on how hot it gets. Not gonna lie, it is pretty juicy in here right now, so I can only imagine how hot it's actually gonna get once the van just simmers down here. Oh man, I'll keep you guys updated in the morning. But with that, hope you guys enjoyed episode 1 of Japan in a Van. We have a long journey to go, but just the beginning, and it's gonna be sick. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button, leave us a comment down below, and of course, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys for episode 2. I can't wait to get some sleep. Oyasumi nasai.